again, friends, and welcome back to the full-time show. And it was an absolute shambolic performance. I'm not quite sure where to start with it. It's going to be a busy evening now, I can probably promise you. I've had more requests for a link tonight than any other night. So we're looking forward to welcoming a lot of you onto tonight's show. As always, if you do want to come onto tonight's show, do not be put off by that sentence, because some will ask for links and never appear. So if you do want to come on, just ask, just say link, and I will link you. If you've asked me already and I haven't linked you, it's coming. I'm just one pair of hands, and we're running as fast as we can here. So obviously, a really, really disappointing night. There's many comments coming into the comment section. I've got Amy and Neil joining me again, and hopefully all of you just ask for the link. We've got Benjamin, absolutely shambolic performance. Thank God I turned it off at half time. Hey, in that case, I'd be quite happy if I was you, because in the first half we didn't play too badly. We were 2-0 down, but it was a little bit better than the second half. I mean, the second half was a Rocky Horror show. It was horrible. Anthony Steele, why won't Shambert change the system when it's clear that... Can we just get this straight? Is it Shambert? Is it Lambert? Can we get one nickname for this manager? I don't really care what it is you want to call him, but let's just stick to one, because I can't merchandise more than one. No change of system. Took Norwood off, who was our only goal threat. Surprised he didn't score more. Awful second half. Bad tactics. One people replaced. Did Hawkins even come on? Lambert out. Harry Perry. We was an ordinary Championship side, now an ordinary League One side. Many comments coming in. I love it. Keep them coming in. I will get them on the screen. Scream is what I did during the second half. And I'll just welcome in Amy Downs. Amy and this man here, Chorley's Travel Lodge representative, Mr. Neil Moles. Amy, first of all, I'll come to you. What are your thoughts? And Neil's pouring the vodka. You can't make it up.
So I had an balls during the game. I swapped to wine.
It's not strong enough.
And now I'm on the gin.
I'm with you, Neil. Terrible
I'm
show.
with you, Neil.
I'm sorting myself out a pot noodle.
What did you think about today's game, Amy? Come on, where did it go wrong? Right, Schamberg, Anthony still says. That's what we're going to call him. Is it Schamberg? The cross between Schamberg and Lambert.
I do like Schamberg. Well done, Ant. Well done, Ant. Martin, would you like me to let rip, or would you like me to ease in gently?
No, let rip, darling. Let rip. Jonathan Pye, you said. So I'm expecting big things from you.
Oh God, now I've got to live up to it. So I was sat there watching it tonight, and I was feeling like
full screen.
Reminded me. Stop putting the pressure on. It reminded me of the number of times I've been to KC Stadium, because we never play well there. And the number of times we've been there, it's a Tuesday night, it's absolutely pissing it down. It is awful blooming weather. It is freezing cold. And you think, do you know what? This is why I go. This is why I go to the football, because I am loyal enough to keep going even when it's crap weather, because I am there to support my boys. And then you get there and we concede early on, and you think, it's fine. We'll come back from this. And then you concede again just before half time. And you think, oh my God, as a football fan, that is the worst time ever that you can possibly concede. But it's fine. You go off and you get your half-time beers and you get your half-time Jaegers and whatever, and you keep going. Come on, we can do this. But you watch the players and you just know that they don't think there's any way back from this. They were aiming for a 0-0 and they haven't got it. And they've got no way, no plan, no energy for coming back from that. And you hope and you bloody pray that the manager is going to do something to change it. And you keep hoping and you keep shouting and you keep chanting, because we are there right to the end. And there is nothing. There was no subs. When there was subs, what does he do? He takes bloody Norwood off to replace him with bloody... It wasn't even Jackson, was it?
No, it was Hawkins.
Jackson came on for someone else. I was just like, for Christ's sake, what are you doing?
Did you hear the commentator?
Not scoring goals, so you take off our striker. Sorry, I'm being told to shush because the babies are asleep upstairs. there was no subs until late on, and then the one sub he does do is the one sub none of us want him to fucking do. It was absolutely bloody ridiculous. Today was all about us proving that we are still an ex-championship side that deserves to be in the league above. We are not an ex-championship side that deserves to be in the league above.
Sid Driver's going straight down B&Q for a bottle of white spirit. Vodka or whiskey ain't going to cut it tonight. Jack Messenger says, say what you want about Lambert, but then players are hiding big time, and that's something I've often said. JT, Judge Dreadful, Hughes offered next to nothing. 2 strikers that come on offered nothing. Sham Burke, it's another name, took only through off in Norwood. I think we need one of Cruncher's famous polls. We
decided on Shambert, didn't we? I like that.
I think we need one of Cruncher's famous polls to sort this this name out. I really do.
Jackson added a little something when he came on, but it was just too late.
He would have added a hell of a lot more if it had been brought on with Norwood.
Yep. Joe Morris, Stevie Wonder has put in better performances at midfield than Alan Judge. John McGrill, please. Mick Mills. Let's bring in our friend from. I'm terribly sorry, Alex. I've forgotten which podcast you've come from. Tell the viewers at home where they can find you. And this is the Hull City representative. You've heard young Amy Downs there. What did you think of today's performance from a Hull point of view?
Yeah, so our podcast is the Wise Men Say Hull City podcast. So we haven't been running long. But I think, given that this is the only time I've seen Ipswich this season, I think, I guess by the sort of turn I'm hearing, that it hasn't been very impressive for the last few weeks. But I thought you was a bit unlucky in the first half because you was creating some chances. And I thought if you'd have got the equaliser when it was 1-0, it could have been very different, because we have had teams who have sort of come back against us and gone on to take 3 points before. So, if you was playing quite well in the first half, so if you'd have got that equaliser, it might have been a different story for me.
The problem is we don't get the equalisers against teams like you guys. We were 1-0 up against Donny, if I remember right, and we lost 4-1. We play you at home. I know that's different in these days, but we lose 3-0, and it just didn't look like we were ever going to equalise, let alone once you went 2-3 ahead. Did you ever think, oh my God, like we might, aside from the couple of early chances, did you ever think, oh my God, we might be in a risk here?
Yeah, I think we always do, because we've got a solid defence, but we have got a knack of conceding like soft goals. And there was I think if you'd have had a bit of composure in the final third, you might have had a better chance of scoring, because you got in some quite dangerous positions. And it was, I think maybe you're just lacking, a couple of options up front. I mean, you guys mentioned Norwood. He's an experienced sort of chap, isn't he? But maybe you need someone a bit younger with him who can do a bit more running, perhaps, and get on. We need
anyone with him.
What do you think, Alex?
Someone to help him out a bit.
What do you think about Ipswich? Like when you see the team on your fixture list, and you're coming up to this fixture, obviously you do a podcast and you speak about us. What are your thoughts? Like, are you worried about playing Ipswich Town Football Club? Are you concerned at all? Really, honestly, don't give me the usual, of course, any team in this division can be respected, mumbo jumbo. Give me a proper answer on that one. Do you fear Town? Not after tonight, obviously, but looking ahead, looking at us coming up.
Well, before tonight, I was genuinely fearing Town, but it wasn't personal, if you get me, because I just fear, because this league is a bit unknown. Like, we lost 4-0 to Fleetwood, for example. It's a bit of an unknown, and we haven't played many teams at the top. We've only played Plymouth at the top. The rest of the teams have been mid-table, I think we played Fleetwood when they were 6th. So I was fearing it from that perspective. But in terms of fearing Town itself, it was more the sort of fearing of teams who were in and around us, if you get me. Just because anything could happen.
Sorry, do you see us as one of the teams at the top?
Well, you got off to a good start, didn't you? And has that sort of tailed away recently? Because
just a little bit.
I'm reading the comments, and there's a lot of anger there. Is it that the form recently has been bad, or were the results shadowing bad performances at the start of the season?
I think there's an element of we as Ipswich fans feel that we should be doing better than we are. We should be the Hull and Charltons of this league, not the finishing 10th last year like we did. I think there's still a lot of resentment from last year. Speaking for myself there, I'm still very angry that we didn't even come in with a chance for the playoffs last year. We should have been winning the league, as far as I'm concerned, coming down from the Championship like we did. So I think that there's definitely a lot of big club syndrome in our club. I think some of our fans think we're bigger than we are. I think some of us wish we were still big, but appreciate that we're not anymore. And I think some of us probably a little bit harder on ourselves than we need to be. So it's a real mixture where we are. But it's interesting to know how you, as an away fan, and as someone who's just come down from the Championship, views us, because we can guess at what you think, but actually knowing. It's interesting that you're basing it on the current results rather than the fact that we were Championship until 2 years ago.
Alex, before I do let you go, because I've got a whole long line of people waiting in the virtual VIP room, as you can imagine. Where can people find the Whole City podcast and maybe in future months listen to your good self and anybody else that's on with you? Where can they normally find you?
Yeah, so the best place to find us is on Twitter. So we're on Twitter as @Hull City Podcast, or you can just find us if you search Wise Men Say Hull. But we're on all the usual podcast platforms, Anchor, Spotify, all that jazz. But yeah, just drop us a message on Twitter and, we'll get the links out. I just want to give a shout out to my friend Dave Moore. I don't know if he's a follower of your show, but he's a big Tractor Boys fan. So if he is, listening, good luck for the rest of the season to you all. And I hope that us and Ipswich get back to the promised land one day.
Absolutely, and hopefully when we play you again, we'll pre-game and obviously a podcast. Come on and we'll collaborate and we'll do some bits and pieces together before the next time, and the revenge game we'll call it.
Yeah, definitely. Really appreciate you having me on, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, Alex. Appreciate you. Let's bring in your F1 co-host, Steve. I've got the Cruncher is in the building. So for those that want to see a car crash, it's coming right up. And then we've got Ben, and I've got Kev Sherwood. I see you. I appreciate you, Kev. I'll get you on in just a few moments. But Steve, what did you think of Ipswich Town's performance this evening? All things considered. Injuries.
That was a bit shit, wasn't it? I expected a tough game. Obviously, top of the league. They're doing well. Unbeaten in 5, was it, before tonight?
Yeah.
And after that first goal, I thought, yeah, this is going to be one of those. But they actually looked okay through that rest of that first half. They looked all right. They were making some good play, and they just weren't clinical. And
no, they weren't.
The amount of times, that's it. And the amount of times Hull are flooding back, and there's 1-2 players around them. You thought, okay, this is another clear-cut chance. There was just no urgency.
No.
Yes.
None.
No urgency at all. Judge was absolutely awful. Again. Hughes, used to really like Hughes. Again, no show. And he takes off our best player. Mad.
It was woeful. There's been some bad managerial performances over the years. I think tonight was probably one of the worst. What was your worst moment of the 90? And also, what are you drinking, by the way? What is your recommendation to the town fans that need some comfort this evening?
Yeah, it's got to be done, isn't it? I've got JD Honey tonight. It's lovely.
Oh.
Lovely and smooth. Worst moment? I don't know if I can pick just one. Taking Norwood off was a pretty bad moment. There was that time where Holy almost lost it to the whole player in his box and had to take it around him. That was heart in mouth.
That turned out to be brilliant.
It turned out to be all right.
But that summed the whole night up, because he did a bit of brilliance and then kicked it out of play.
Yeah, awful pass.
Oh, okay. No, never mind. It's gone anyway.
So you can do the Cruyff turn, but not a simple 2-yard pass to a teammate.
No.
You know, it was ridiculous. Steve, is it Lambert or Schamberg for you?
Schamberg. Got to get both of them in there.
Okay.
So tool bag. Any other club, he would have been gone.
I like that.
Where do we go from here, Steve? Can we get 3 points at home to Charlton on Saturday?
No, one at best.
One at best.
I know they lost tonight, which was a surprise, because I thought they would beat Burton, to be fair. But yeah, I can't see us getting more than 1 point.
Okay.
I just think if it was any other club, he'd have been long gone.
Okay, all right, I appreciate that, but I've got 4 people waiting, so I appreciate you coming on. I will go to Ben, because car crashes can wait, because I like to build up the suspense. Ben, what did you think? Whoa, he's got the double duty. It's double duty tonight. Facebook user says it's a shit show. Joe Morris took time. He was about 5 minutes to score, and we couldn't score in 90, like a decent striker. Adam Flatt, my Cole United mate, calls him. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Matt Winger, if Schamberg was a manager anywhere else, he would be sacked. Do you agree with that, Benjamin? If he was manager anywhere else, would he be sacked?
No, not at all. I disagree. I thought we were great tonight. Played absolutely fantastic. I thought I couldn't have been prouder of my boys. They'd done everything I wanted. I don't even have the words of how great we were tonight. Fantastic.
Ben, you didn't get impressive in there. Disqualification already.
Look, tonight, Brenner said at the point in the commentary, he says, I can't believe this whole team are top of the league. Is that some kind of sick fucking joke? I can't believe we're in the top 10. And the only reason we are is because we've braved 3 of the top teams and the rest have all been complete dross. And the sad thing is, on our last game, we all saw it coming. We knew this was going to happen. This is not a surprise to anybody. And I'm pissed off of not being surprised with it. Hull must be thinking, my God, what, these are the contenders? These are the people that are coming back on our rear, trying to pip us through a promotion place? Oh my God, okay, relax, boys, relax. No worries here. Let's just keep doing our thing. Tonight was everything we've been talking about for 5 or 6 games come all in one game tonight. Every point that everyone's made happened tonight, you know, and it's really pissed me off, I think. You know, we've got about strikers. I think Norwood came off because by the time he did, he was absolutely knackered. He's just come back from a long-term injury, and the quickest way to re-injure a player is to keep him on the pitch when he's gone. That when he went through and he was one-on-one, he was on his last legs on that. If that had happened in the first half, I think he would have scored. But again, you know, it's another injury. We're now dropping at least 1 player a week now, long term. So Seeds is off now. We had 2 the other week. We're dropping players like flies now. Okay, everyone's going to Lancaster on, and obviously you know my views on him. What I think tonight is what I think the same on the weekend. He's okay. But if anyone can tell me one single thing he done tonight, and I include most of the players in that, and this is why I say he is no better or worse than anyone else he's got. He's just another fill-in boy. With everyone else that came in. Where else?
At most, you could just say he played tidy, and that's not really that impressive, is it?
Yeah, but do you know what? Sears plays tidy, and everyone lambastes him every single week. Why does Sears get the shit and Lancaster doesn't? As I say, I think he's an emerging prospect. I would like to see him play some more. I don't think he's bad, and I think he could do well. But let's not elevate him to further what he is. The trouble is with him, he's this young prospect who's playing in a team with who I think have stopped playing for the manager. I saw nothing on there tonight that makes you think. We had one player in there playing for a contract. Is he?
See, I would argue the complete opposite. I would say, like, the manager isn't doing enough to make them play for them, if that makes sense. Like, you could see under Hurst, the players were just fed up of him. Whereas Lambert, it's just confusion. They don't really know what they're doing, and they're not being set up right to do it correctly. Sorry, Ben, I don't mean to cut in on what you're saying.
I feel we can't have a conversation about Jack Lancaster without the defence being present.
There's other people to get it in the ear tonight. I've just been actually having some messages, Martin, with Darren Curry, and he said he'd take the job 1,000,000,000%.
Name drop. Look at him name dropping early.
Wow.
Early
So
doors.
I've got ex-players. I'm talking to Adam Tanner, Darren Curry, the manager. They want him gone, and you're sitting there and you still back him. I want to know why. Why do you back? Why do you still not? Yeah. I'll deal with you in a minute, Ben. I want to know why Martin still backs the manager. Why do you still back him? I know we were chatting during the second half, and I agree with a lot that you said. I agree with a lot with you said about Judge, Hughes, Chambers. A lot of them senior players.
They're all senior players that are not. My problem is it's not a manager symptom. It's a squad symptom. I saw a comment earlier, and it said we have a good squad, not a good manager. I disagree with that 110%.
I think we have a bang average squad.
We have
with a shite manager.
But look at this. But look at tonight. Who really? I mean, outside of maybe a front two. Who really wouldn't have picked the players he picked? Holy or Cornell? They're both the same. That's a symptom of a budget that's not big enough when you've gone from Bart to either of those two.
We all wanted Walford in here, Martin. He was shocking.
Yeah, McGuinness hasn't been great.
Oh, I disagree.
Ward
First
hasn't
half
been great. Chambers switched off for the vital moment. Only one mistake, but the mistake cost you a
Doesn't
goal.
matter.
It
Doesn't
was
matter.
like
He's an experienced player, Martin. He was sleeping.
Emir Hughes wasn't
dreadful.
Good enough.
Dreadful.
Judge was
dreadful.
good enough.
Hughes was, I agree with that.
The only players that have really been performing have been your younger players, and they have been developed over the last couple of
tonight
years.
had a good game. I thought Bennett had a good game when he came on. Anything happens,
Bennett's his average, Ben. Headless chicken. Disappears
when everyone around you is below average.
Disappears up his own arse too often.
Thing with Bennett is he'll do a good run, and then at the vital moment he'll end up losing it, and it'll go behind him, and it's just
like he's doing a good run. At least he's doing that. Who else is?
But we're beyond someone dribbling into a cracking area and then basically doing a mistouch to then make it all worthless.
Lewis Mitchell says we wouldn't pick the formation in the first place, and I do agree with that. And I have said on publicly, I said at half time, and I'll say it again now. Tonight was one of the worst managerial performances I've seen for a long while. Wrong substitutions, wrong team selection.
The great proof of that is that we're making the maximum amount of subs. That starting 11 never ends the same way. We're making maximum subs every game. We had to do 4 subs on the weekend against utter shit in order to get a result.
Yeah,
and we're playing tonight, and we've actually come up against someone who's good. That's not going to make it. Our season is not going to be down to the manager. I still say he's crap, and I agree with Amy. He should be out. It's coming down to injuries. We have a plan B. The plan B cannot play. They're injured.
I sat here tonight with 5. Yeah, but Ben, I sat here tonight with 5 subs. And it was like 68 minutes, and I'm thinking
72.
Are we not going to make a sub tonight, Paul? Are we not going to turn around and say, right, you 4, you might not be my plan A, B, or C, but you might be plan D, and let's see if D works.
Then he takes the best player off. He takes their best player off.
Yeah.
If there was a crowd in there tonight, he would have got absolutely hammered for that. He would have got hammered.
Honestly, Rich, that's absolutely right. If there was, I'm surprised those cardboard cutouts didn't walk out at 80 minutes, because if I was, I would have walked out.
Well, did you hear Brenner on the commentary, Ben, when he said that? I think Hull had a corner. He said the cardboard cutouts, they're not booing.
Oh yeah, exactly. But if there was a crowd in there, and I hope 4,000 people is enough to make a noise, that at least we're having a kind of a voice heard. The fact that there are no crowds, I tell you, COVID-19, this bloody insidious thing that's ruined all of our years, has been the best goddamn thing to happen to Paul Lambert's managerial career.
Yeah,
it's given him the biggest amount of rope ever you can imagine. The minute we're allowed back in there, I'll tell you.
I've just got a message that says you have the maximum number of people in your VIP area. Someone has to leave for somebody to come in.
I've said my bit. I'll go.
As you were the first one in, I'm going to have to kick you out.
I'm polishing off now because it's one of them nights. Charlton at the weekend. Do you know what? You can take this whole thing we're doing here and play it at the end of Charlton, and it will be exactly the same thing.
No, it won't. No,
what was that post? What was that message there, Martin?
You've got a question about training. What?
No,
yeah, training.
Posters on my bedroom wall about ex-players.
I didn't see it. There you go.
He's an Arsenal fan anyway.
Ben, we love you. We love you, Ben.
Guys.
See you Saturday.
Cheers.
We can now let somebody in. It was a 1 in, 1 out process here. You can now enter if you want to. While you do, I will bring in Jamie for his sake. Jamie, what's your say on tonight's absolute horror show?
Well, I'll keep it short and sweet because I didn't actually watch the game because I was working, but I've got 2 words. Lambert out.
Lambert out. And
can Lambert actually turn this around?
He was true to his word. He literally said 2 words and pissed off.
Yeah.
All right.
Week upon week, I've been saying that we've failed in several areas that I would like us to do things, and nothing seems to change.
What are those areas?
Is it actually playing, players, urgency, good touch, good passes? We're just not doing any of it. And if we, by some miracle, that one of those happens, it's very infrequently. Just the whole playing style is wrong. If we're going to do the play around the back, do it with a little bit of gusto. You don't just, you can have it. Oh, no, you have it. And take your time about it. The whole thing with passing is supposed to be quicker than players running. They're getting closed down so fast because they're doing it so slowly that they're having to cock about and do some silly tricks in order to keep hold of the ball.
Okay, Christy says 4,000 people will be worse for Paul Lambert as he'll be able to hear individual voices.
Yeah,
Julian Took, yes, Dobra not in squad and putting up the white flag against Hull, who we should have given it everything and should have had Jackson alongside Norwood. MW says he's gone. Somebody try and confirm that for me. I jumped for joy when Boris said fans can go back. I bet Lambert thought, please, no, I beg you. Joe, there's no method, just madness.
I said, please, no, I beg you. I don't want to sit and watch this crap.
I'll bring in Benjamin. Welcome in, Benjamin. How you doing? Hope you're well.
Very well, thank you. But look, there's a reason why I'm drinking tonight. That was the first time, and I live in Cornwall, the first time I've ever turned up at half-time. Now, every year, I travel up from Cornwall to Ipswich, and I'm a huge supporter. I'm a very loyal supporter. But the first half, and I know earlier on you said that it wasn't as bad, but for me, it was absolutely abysmal. No passion. The only player we could hear on the pitch, the only player shouting on the pitch was a 19-year-old Mark McGuinness who's on loan. Like, for me, it's just embarrassing. Like, there's no passion, no tenacity, and I have no idea what Paul Lambert's plan B is.
I like you, Ben.
Ben is a future sports journo. He's awesome.
I like him.
Who's the guy playing right back for Hull? Was it Cafu?
Was that not Emmanuel? I know he was left back, really.
Honestly, I haven't a clue. If you call me a sports journalist, then I don't even know who he is.
Josh Emmanuel.
It was Josh Emmanuel. It was the player we let go. The player we said you weren't good enough. The player that we kicked out.
Yeah, like Emmanuel. Like, he was the only decent one on the pitch. Well, that's a bit harsh on the whole place to say, but
he was actually really 3-0. After just spanked us. That's a bit harsh, Ben.
They didn't have to play that well, Ben. The thing was, they didn't have to play that well. They've gone away with a 3-0 win tonight. How many chances they had on goal? 4?
2 goals that we conceded in the first half. They were, in my opinion, individual mistakes. Like Chambers, he made, well, it wasn't a huge mistake. I've seen worse mistakes, but in my opinion, he gifted the first goal away. And it's those small mistakes that we need to get out of our game. Now, I heard on the podcast the other day that Paul Lambert, his man management isn't that good. In my opinion, we need to rely on the younger players. Yet Paul Lambert is going out to the press. He's saying to Brenner Woolley after the game, he basically criticises our young players, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
So I'm stuttering over my words because I'm so mad at the moment. Like,
I can sense that.
We were like this under Mick McCarthy.
We were. Ben, you talk about Mark McGuinness there coming in and being a voice. Since McGuinness has come in, we've not looked right. We've not looked good at the back. Now you can say the opposition's been better, but even Stephen Ward's not been playing well with Mark McGuinness next to him. Is that a player you potentially look to take out of the side if James Wilson is back fit, or for Toto and Ciala?
Don't even go there. Don't be silly.
I've got to say it. I'm the host. Or do you think McGuinness is being let down by his teammates around him? Like, what's the situation?
Rich, how many goals did we lose by when Ciala was playing on Saturday?
Oh,
that's one game. That's one game, Amy. So you're saying he should be in the team?
And how many goals did we lose? Who was playing when we played against Doncaster? Our two biggest defeats
Toto.
this year.
Toto.
Was it Toto? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Toto
I'll
was
take it
playing.
back.
I
don't. I'm
that
with
shows
you.
where-
I don't like
that
him.
shows
but I
where-
just think
that
it's our
shows
bloody
where-
defence.
That shows where we are as a club when we've got people like him. You know,
Yeah.
we're probably he's probably going to have to play Saturday. I would have thought. Does
Hang
he
on.
change?
You're the man.
Get Wilson in.
I'd play
No.
Wilson. He's bagged Wilson off over there. He don't rate him. I said he should be in the team. I know at the minute he's injured.
I'm old-fashioned.
I have a
like
question.
defenders defend.
I have a question.
Get him back in. Get him back in. All right.
But he's not got many options. Go
You've
on, go on.
fucking been telling me Paul Hurst will be no worse. Now you're saying now we've got Toto. It shows where we are as a football club. Who brought him to the club? Your mate Paul Hurst.
I
Your
can't
mate Paul
disagree.
Hurst.
I can't
Now-
disagree with that.
Can you purely blame Hurst though? Because surely there should be people at this club going, "No, he's not actually good enough."
Well, he went to Bolton, Neil.
Why-
Why did he go to Bolton then, and why didn't they sign him? Because he couldn't be that good, could he?
Why is
And
the
it-
club knowledgeable enough to actually be able to say these are good players, these are who we're going after, and the likes of Toto and that? No, waste of money. Don't go for him.
We barely
What
have
we
anything. In the,
needed.
Go on, Ben.
Go on, Ben.
so sorry to interrupt, but we barely have anything in the transfer kitty. Like we're barely given anything. So in my opinion, literally the sky is the limit in regards to what we can bring in. You know, like I don't think we want to just rely on loanees. You know, like McGuinness, as you said, like he didn't have the best performance. So realistically, on a permanent, who are we going to bring in that long term will be like a Tyrone Mings? That will actually be like a proper standout player for years to come in our team. Like I can't think of any players out there that we can bring in.
You got Corey and Dabba, Ben. He's our own player. You know, he's a youngster, and we're trying to sort of make. We're taking that McGuinness from Arsenal. We're making him better, and he's learning on the job, making mistakes. Wouldn't it be better if we had our own player in there learning?
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
He's in Dabba playing at Hempstead, isn't he?
No, he's back. No, he's back. He played for the 23s today. But then,
And why wasn't he squad?
I don't.
But it's as Jack says, look, you don't need money to recruit well. Just look at Callum Camps, and that's fair. And that's the issue we've got. We've got a number of senior pros that I'm sorry if anyone wanted them, they'd
No,
be
we've
gone.
been saying this for years. You don't need money. You don't need money. We didn't need money for the team that got into the playoffs in the championship.
But why didn't
And
we
ever
get
since
promoted?
then, yes, we have needed money. Look at bloody Derby, who've spent bloody ridiculous amounts of money. They're still near the bottom of the championship, which I only found out tonight. I was gobsmacked. You do need money. You do need money if you're going to get anyone. You've got to. You can get the odd wonderful sales like Nor's. Nor would look like a good buy. He looked like a little gem. You can get the odd nice, amazing players that turn
Vincent
out well,
Young.
like your Judge and your Bullard and your
Always
KBY. That's a great shout.
Hang on, rewind. Did you just say
but
Judge,
what I
Amy?
was
Did
trying
you
to
just say
say-
Judge?
Yeah, listen.
Did you say
Let me
Judge?
finish.
Did you
Let
just
me
say
finish
Judge?
because you cut in with KBY. We go for those things, and they could turn out well. They could turn out well, but
That's
they
that
don't.
cider. That's cider.
And that was my point, was that they don't turn out well. You need the money and the better research, as you guys were just saying. You need better. Neil's absolutely bang on. What are we doing as a club in terms of, the prospects for the future? Right now, we should be looking at who our potential future manager should be. Please let it be on Monday. And who our potential future players would be.
You wait until Monday.
He's not
You wait
going.
until Monday.
Ben, I appreciate you. I'm going to bring in Sid. I appreciate you, Ben. Hopefully speak to you again on another
Cheers.
show. Hopefully Saturday.
Enjoyed it, thank you.
Cheers,
I was
mate.
going to say to Amy, I did put a question in the comments in the pre-show. If Lambert lost these two games, and he went, well, I think there's managers out there. I put in the comments, you've got Paul Cook, you've got the Cowleys, you've got Lee Johnson, Nigel Pearson, Nigel Atkins, their managers, Amy, are not going to be around forever. So I think if we lost Saturday, we're probably going to be 7th in the league, but we're not going to be that far if you look at points-wise off in the table. So I'd rather get someone in now while we've still got a chance in the season to salvage something from it. Because if Lambert stays, it's just going to be the same old, same old.
I think you're absolutely right. I've not had a chance to look at the table yet tonight. Where have we finished after this?
Sid, what are you drinking?
So
White Spirit?
Not quite. I'm on a whiskies.
Sid, Amy says you don't need money to be a fantastic unit, and Cruncher says, sorry, you do need money. Sorry, Amy. And Cruncher says 2 games. If you lose both these games,
It's 2 wins in. It's 2 wins in 22 against the top 6 teams in the last 2 seasons. That is pathetic.
I'm with you, Rich. But Evans will never sack him while we're still in the playoffs. He didn't sack him when we were 10th.
Sid, where do you
Look
stand?
at you and me agreeing.
I'll come
Give
in
us some perspective.
about the injuries. You've got to start questioning our training regime and our sports science, because you look at the injuries we've had over the past 5-6 years. Key players always getting injuries.
We're 5th, Amy.
See, Evans won't do it.
But we're only 4 points. Doncaster in 10th on 21. So you could soon lose a couple more games and slide right down.
But I think you're both looking at the issue. And I
We
think
were nearly
Sid's
8th on Saturday.
But this is early. Come on, this is early days.
Is the baby crying again, Martin?
He is. It's the second quarter.
You didn't let him watch the second half, did you? You didn't let him watch the second half.
I did.
That's why he
can't. That's why he can't sleep. That's why he's got a horror show. But Sid's got a point here, guys. The sports science is not good enough, as Callie just said in the chat. KVY has played 13 games in 18 months.
Yeah,
9 league games. 9 league games
going
played.
Slightly away from the sports science, just the whole background in general, it's just not run properly. But with that came Vincent Young. We could have had him on a free. If our club was run properly and we already knew we wanted him for a position we were light on, why weren't we looking at him when he was free rather than spending that money on him?
We did. We had him at the club. Under Hurst, and he didn't sign him.
There would have been a small tribunal fee, of course, because there would of the age, I believe, of the player at the time. But we decided, the Paul Hurst wisdom, as Cruncher obviously likes, that Junaid Danassian was a better prospect.
And how much did we spend on him? And how good is he?
He's no worse than what we got. He's no worse than what we got in that team tonight.
I feel quite bad for Danassian.
You're bagging half of them off.
I am.
I can't stand the bloke.
I didn't know. Classic line.
She's not played tonight.
But is this not what Amy was talking about in terms of budget? Because let's face it, right? If you're looking for a car, you go to Top Trader, and it says, bought as seen. You kind of think this might be a situation I don't want to get myself into. Is that the same with players? Like our budget is so small.
But you just had a message on.
Go on.
There's a message on the screen there from Emerson Fairweather about team spirit. Now, there you go. This team we've got is not a team to lose 3-0 at home to Hull. It all comes down to the manager, Martin. There's the tactics, the motivation, We ain't played for 2.5 weeks, and we all watched the game Saturday in the first half against Shrewsbury. What had we been doing for 2 weeks?
I fell asleep.
What had they been doing?
At the end, when there was the final whistle, I was expecting a few knackered-looking players, but they all went really calmly over to each other and shook each other's hands. There wasn't any, I'm so frustrated, I was working my arse off to try and equalise and we haven't. There was nothing. There was no disappointment in as much as we can see from a camera that's at the top end of the co-op stand, but there was no. It was it was the end of a training game. Exactly. They decided once that third goal went in that was it. Sod it. Just play it out. Don't get any more injuries. Kind of can't blame them for that one. Just see it out. It doesn't matter now. That game's gone.
Facebook user, how on earth is Lambert in a job? Any other club would have sacked him. What's he got on Evans? I tell you what, though, Crunch. Yeah, he's got 4 years. You're right. Cruncher, that statistic you keep bringing up. A lot of that is management, and I'm not going to try and get away from that. But also, an equal part of that is players. Like tonight, you go in tonight.
I don't.
It's a big game, and no one was up for that from the first minute.
Well, it doesn't help when you give that was a real sloppy goal. That first
because
one.
We weren't asleep. We weren't awake.
It was a training goal.
Yeah, we were away.
You just passed it in the corner, and then
Yeah, that's true.
And then I thought probably for about 20, 25 minutes in the first half, I thought we played some decent football, but it's just there's nothing at the end of it, is there? Norwood's chasing the ball left, right, and centre up the top,
Nothing
and
in the final third.
but after time, Norwood will run out wide. He'll get the ball in that wide area, and then there's no one in the box. There's no one in there, and then.
Yeah.
Oh, we said that at half time, didn't we, Amy? We said that at half time. Neil said that. Isolated
And nothing
figure.
got changed.
No, he did. He just took Norwood off and brought on the ineffective Ollie Hawkins. I think I've got more effect than Ollie Hawkins up front. No offence.
I don't think you can blame Ollie. He was up front on his own.
Oh, I've seen enough of Ollie Hawkins to know what. Crunch
It's not
up,
the
is he?
individual players. It's the
Hang
way the managers go together.
Hang on, silence. Ollie Hawkins, Amy, is one of the worst players I've seen in 36 years at Town, striker-wise. He is awful. I could swear, but
he makes Bam Bam look like Messi. Johnny Duncan, welcome in. You're clutching a
Bam
bottle.
Bam was lovely.
I'll follow that one up.
Johnny,
Can you actually decline?
I like
Seriously.
That shirt. Light shirt.
I'm an old Jay's spiced rum, the original taste.
Lovely.
It's Persian lime and smooth vanilla. It's lovely. It's a little bit too nice actually because I'm racking through it like no one's business. Yeah.
Jack calls Ollie Hawkins a 7-foot lamppost. What do you make of Ollie Hawkins?
7-foot lamppost.
Generous.
Well, I'm gonna say something now. I feel sorry for Ollie Hawkins, like I feel sorry for Norwood, like I felt sorry for Ellis Houghton, like I feel sorry for Jackson, and like I feel sorry for all the strikers that Shambert has put on their own, chasing lost causes.
Have we got Canary in the house? Don't let them put comments on the screen. He can piss off.
What's this? I can't see
out.
it. Sorry.
He set up the Canaries. Get out.
Oh well, yeah, there you go.
Go on, Johnny. Have yours say.
Amy's right, and most people are right, and you keep defending Martin, but we do not have a manager that can set us up in the way we need to play to our potential. Everyone says, "Oh, you can blame the manager, but what about the players?" Oh, okay then, let's go and replace all those 11 players, shall we? Let's go and do that, and that will fix things. No, you get a manager in. You get a manager in that plays those players to their strengths, and you play them in the formation which they can play. They can't play in that formation. It was shit tonight, right? I actually think we played worse tonight than we did against Shrewsbury. There you go. There's a statement.
But what's their strengths? Because it's not now football. It's not walking football, Johnny. Like what is that? What is their strengths? Because I can't see a single strength.
Walking football's better.
Certainly is.
Well, no. We have strength. We have strength in possession. We have strength in keeping the
going backwards
in our third. In our third, you know, we're good at that. We're good at that. You know, and then it's almost they get up to the final third, and they have to get the sat nav out. Oh, what am I doing here? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll play a 50-yard ball back to Holy, and then he's going to do some juggling and some tricks, and then lose it to someone. Honestly, mate, it's total. Honestly, I swear, and I do really well in this room. It's complete shit. And if anyone can defend that manager, and I'm not even going to say his name because it winds me up so much anymore, I've had enough.
Well, I'm going to away.
He'll defend him.
What are we pointing at?
King Lambert over there.
I don't know what to tell you because no, I can't defend him tonight. Tonight he was absolutely abysmal. Tonight he let me and only me down. No, you can't. But you can.
Are we going to replace all those pictures?
Yes. At the end of this season, when all of those players are out of contract, it's a huge transition. No, honestly, you've got such a huge list of out of
who's
contract
transition to
players.
League Two?
No, League Two,
Mate,
John.
mate,
you're
deluded.
Do you want Lambert in charge of him? Jesus.
No.
Just give you the list.
Lambert
Can't
won't
you
be
give you
here.
the list?
Lambert
All
won't
those
be here.
managers would jump a chance to manage Ipswich Town.
Cook.
All of them would jump at the chance.
They need a big shake-up, don't they? They need a real big
Yeah,
shake-up.
but
Tonight,
that's coming.
Tonight, I'd like to, I don't give a toss about Lambert. I don't want to hear what he's got to say. I don't want him saying we played incredible, we played really good. I'd like to hear from the owner. I'd like to hear his thoughts where we are going, because he did say about
here, Mr. Lee O'Neill.
He did say No, not Lee O'Neill.
You won't get Evans.
Not the PE teacher. Not the PE teacher.
You won't get him now, will you?
But anyway, don't forget to mention that Matt did say. What did he say on Sunday's show, Martin? False hope.
False hope. Thank you.
There you go.
Sorry,
that's what he said.
False hope.
I did forget.
The problem for me is
you're not allowed to forget.
The problem for me is though I don't want to see another puppet put on show, because that's all the manager is. The problem is deeper than just the manager. Yeah, okay, he'll try and put his plans in and try and get us playing a certain way, but the problem is so much deeper than just him. The shake-up needs to go very, very deep.
You see, my theory, and this is
the owner's going nowhere.
No, exactly.
The owner's going nowhere. No one wants to buy the club. So what you have to do is you have to paper over the cracks in the. Right, have you ever heard Mick Mills exasperated? I'm telling you now, he sounds even more boring than when he's excited, right? When we took Norwood off tonight, I honestly think, you heard him go, oh, please, right? And to hear Mick Mills do that is like kryptonite. It really is. And he hit the nail on the head, right? I'm sorry, but me and Cranch have been saying it, and that we've been saying for a while. If you really want to have this season peter off into another 10th, 9th, 10th place finish, carry on. I want to save it because I'm impatient and I want to get someone in that can work with those players better than what Lambert can. He's tactically inept, he's static, he's a stubborn bastard, and he will not do what the fans are calling for. I'm sure he's all over these forums reading going like, he's got a good idea, I ain't fucking doing that. Sorry, pardon the French.
No, that's your opinion. You're allowed. No, that's your opinion. That's fine.
Right.
You're allowed to have it. You're allowed to have it.
He's too stubborn. He's too stubborn. I'd love Joe Roll back. I would really love Joe Roll back. I really love Jim Chilton back, right? Because you know what? We had some idea of where the opposition's goal was, and
it went well, didn't it, Amy?
Go on.
Get the banner out, Rich.
Yeah, but we've look.
I think actually Johnny raises a really good point there. Do you know what we probably need right now is a Mick McCarthy, but who is the Mick McCarthy that is going to solve this problem? So it just came up in the comments just then. Mick McCarthy managed to get us to the playoffs with no money, which was my point earlier. No chance. I'm not going to go back into whether he should be sacked or not, but who is the kind of manager who's going to be strong enough in their decisions to stick with them with a consistent team that starts to play for the shirt and starts to want to win and starts to actually play football? Well, they weren't really playing football, whether they were playing football, but found the way of winning. He did. He found the way up. He found how to do it. There's no argument against that.
But towards the end, he was, if he wants to
found a lot of nil-nils
for him.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree. But how do you find the Mick McCarthy of 2015? Who is it that can do for us what Mick McCarthy did us that year?
Football's moved on. Amy's football's moved on from dinosaurs.
No, I know, but I think you're missing. I think you're missing my point.
I know what you're saying.
Who is it that can wave that magic wand over this team? Because I actually think we've got the team. Without the injuries, we've got the team to do it.
Go on, Johnny, fill it up. Go on, fill it up.
I'm not. Please don't people start on me, because I'm not saying we should get Mick McCarthy back.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Who is it? Who's the answer? I want Lambert gone tomorrow. I'll replace him. I don't care.
Right.
But I don't understand who can do it, because, as was just said earlier, I don't think we're going to do it under this owner.
Sid, I appreciate you, but I've got Adam Flack coming on, and I've got Peter Cox, and I've got Mike, aka Buddha, coming on.
Cheers, boys.
So I'm just going to do a little bit of a switcheroo. Adam, welcome in. How you doing?
I'm on the bleach tonight, guys. I've got the power force,
we don't condone that. We don't
pouring it into my eyes after that second half.
Good God! How does it? Oh, for fuck's sake! There goes our license. I don't know what to say.
Happy birthday, by the way, Martin.
Thank you.
Cheers, Martin.
What a way to celebrate getting taken off the air. Brilliant stuff, isn't it? Lovely. Look,
Can I just say though, even if you still would put a more accurate pass in tonight than Judge, even with that stuff in your eyes. So,
Charlie, you are on fire. Adam,
Yes.
I want to get the club promoted. Of course, I do. But I am of the opinion that we are coming towards the end of a really bad
Existence.
Yes, for a better word, and player contracts that were bad, and players that are now bad will no longer be here next season. And next season is a fresh start with a fresh manager, unless we get promoted, which I don't, is one of those things. Do you think this season is still salvageable with the current bunch, or do you think, do you know what we've got is probably a top 10 side and nothing better?
I definitely think it's salvageable. I just think they're terribly coached. They're a poorly coached team. You can tell that. Conceded a goal after 2 minutes and didn't lay a glove on them for 90. It's just ridiculous. Every team we seem to play against, and I'll throw in your Rochdales and your Accringtons, they look better coached than we do. And the only reason we've been winning games is because a lot of these teams in League One haven't got any decent strikers and they can't score. And that's what happened last season. We come up against the better teams in this league and we lose. Yeah. I think better managers, better coaches would get so much more out of this squad. They really would. I don't know whether Evans is going to do it. 4 years left on his contract. We're talking about football in COVID-19 era with no money. Does he pull the trigger? I don't know if he does. I think we might as my name suggests, ITFC RIP. That's where it is. I think we need to accept it.
See, I disagree. I do. I honestly do. I think there's something.
It's not too late, Adam.
Do you know what? I'm actually going to take December off. I think from watching Ipswich. I think I'm just going to watch Christmas films on Saturday afternoon instead with my kids.
Probably better off.
Come and hang out with us, Adam. Come and hang out with us.
I'd rather watch Elf and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation than Ipswich Plymouth.
Cruncher, you were saying coach is an issue. So, talk to Adam. Do you think it's an issue? Obviously, you do think it's an issue, but what about the coaching do you particularly not like?
I don't. Look, it's just how we set up. It's slow football, isn't it? It's like pass to the centre half, back to the right back, and back to the goalie. Now, we're sitting here, 6 of us. We could see what was going on there tonight. Yet, he's on the sideline and he's got Stuart Taylor with him. He's got Matt Gill with his iPad. What are they telling him?
They're watching Lampoon's Vacation.
What are they telling him? What are they telling him? We're 2-0 down at home. We've got 3 strikers on the bench. At least have a go at them. At least have a go. Lay a glove on them. Try something. 18 minutes to go. You make 2. The game's over. It's gone, isn't it? It's gone. It's finished.
I know what he was watching on that iPad. They were playing Hull, weren't they? He was watching that Only Fools and Horses special to Hull and back.
He was playing Football Manager. He's probably helping Luke Penny with his Ipswich Town save.
In all seriously, though, in all seriousness, with the bench tonight, I said in the pre-game show, I was so there's got to be sticking out for a 4-footer at some point. The amount of strikers he had there, and do you know what? Nah. I'll stick with one. Norwood tonight was awesome, right? I've been his critic. He was awesome. Bennett was awesome, right? Judge and Hughes, I'm exasperated with it.
But when he made the changes, Johnny, he stuck to the same formation, didn't he?
I just checked Twitter. I just checked Twitter, and apparently in his post-match press conference, he said, "We're hopeless with 2 up front." That's a quote, apparently, from Lambert tonight. He said, "We can't play 2 up front. We're hopeless with 2 up front." Apparently, that's what he said.
Do you know what? We're bloody brilliant with one, aren't we? Honestly.
Can Marcus
Evans seriously watch that?
I would have preferred he'd been a stubborn arse and stuck to his opinion and turn around about 4 weeks too bloody late and say one up front isn't working. What a moron!
That to me says is more of a slamming indictment on his midfielders than his strikers. That's saying I can't play two with what I've got. They're not good enough. That's what he's saying, in my opinion, as a manager. They're not good enough. Unless I've got men in the middle. Unless I pack that central area, we're going to get overrun and not be able to cope. That's what it is.
Our midfield has been lacking for years.
Yeah.
I'm just
as soon as you're scraping with Tab and Douglas, I think that's all you need to say.
I'd have a J Tab every day. I'd have a Tab every day of the week, Neil, at the minute. He'd walk into that team. Absolutely walk into that
Johnny,
team.
I love you. I'm going to bring Peter Cox in. Hopefully he's got the puppet. Johnny, we appreciate it, buddy. Peter, he's taking his bloody head. Go away then, Peter.
Peter.
Oh, come on.
Peter.
It's my birthday. Hello.
Is it?
It's your birthday. No, not my bloody birthday. It's yours.
Oh, I was going to say. Peter,
and what shit present is that?
I know. He can't play. I know. He can't play two up front.
He can't play. He can't. Well, that's allegedly what he said. Yeah, as Adam's just said.
Do you agree with it?
No, definitely not. As Johnny's just said, playing one up front is going so bloody well, isn't it? Eh? Good God.
Well, we're fifth.
Yeah, okay. We're fifth now, but where are we going to be after Saturday? We're probably going to be 8th, 10th, but at least then Amy would be out of the playoffs, and will Evans then look at it? Probably not. No. But as Crunch has said, we are so slow. When I watched the Lincoln game a few weeks ago, I had the Lincoln commentary, and they said that they were joking about us and said our play is a bit like an asthmatic snail.
Still, that's what the Shrewsbury commentators said on Saturday as well. They said the exact same thing.
About?
Us, our pace of play. It's like an asthmatic snail.
Yeah. No, they did.
And they're absolutely spot on. It's pedestrian.
It would have been fine playing like that tonight if we'd have had any end product after we'd taken it slow and kept the possession, but we haven't. And this isn't the first game we've done it. It's been weeks and weeks and weeks that we've been doing it. And Lambert's only just realised that actually it's shit. He didn't even realise during the game.
Yeah, of course he's realised. Yeah, he's just, like you said, he's a stubborn so-and-so, and he's not going to admit it.
See, Matt Jones there, Hull weren't even that good. They didn't have to be good, Matt. They didn't have to be good to beat us. They didn't have to be good to beat us. I thought they were decent. They broke when they needed to. They broke quickly. Wilkes looked quite lively.
Well, look who they had. They had a striker that can play that central striker role properly, and they had two decent, pacey, wide forwards. And we don't have that. It's all one pace, laborious, slow. Ridiculous.
What did you think to Bennett's Adam tonight? Because I thought he's shit. I thought he's terrible.
I thought he tries to take too many touches, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he tries to be too skillful, overplays quite often. I thought he got himself into some quite good positions. He nearly scored as well, didn't he? The whole player threw himself at it. That was probably one of the best chances we had. But yeah, I think as the game went on and some of the players started to hide a little bit and were. I think his performance just went downhill like everybody else's. I thought he started quite lively. I think he was one of the only players that was trying to drive forward in the first half, but his performance nosedived like everybody else's, didn't it? I mean, that second half was just car crash. I actually thought we were okay in parts in the first half. I think obviously
after the goal we were
bookmarked by conceding 2 goals at the start and the finish. I thought we actually were okay. Pretty toothless, but okay. But second half just really worried me. That was a performance of a side that's thrown in the towel, isn't playing for the manager anymore to me. I got the same vibe of Joel, in the last death throes of when Joel was manager, Mick was manager. You see the same performances. Players hide. They don't want the ball. They can't do basic things. How many times did Alan Judge get into crossing positions and either shank it off for a goal kick, boot it across the other side of the pitch to nobody? Caden Jackson did the same. And we're not talking about kids, are we? We're talking about players that should be comfortable to play at this level, and they're just, I don't know, they've either lost their ability to play football, or it's a bigger, deep-rooted problem with about how they're coached.
There was quite a lot of chat this afternoon on Twitter, mine. Didn't you see it? I don't know if you see it about Alan Judge. And some people,
Twitter, mate.
Some people were like saying he's top of our assists and he's always looking to do things. One thing I will say about him.
Who said that?
I agree with that.
One thing I will say about him, he might be having the worst game and an absolute stinker, which he probably did tonight. I will never question him for his effort because I think he always does put in the effort. I don't think
he doesn't hide.
No, he doesn't hide. He doesn't hide. He doesn't hide.
He did.
But it's what we've got going forward. Saturday, it's going to be much the same team. He's not going to be able to make many changes. He's got Dazelle coming back in, but other than that, he can't change a lot, can he?
But that's where we're at as a football club, though, right, Peter? Where you've got Idris El Mazzani out on loan, and you've got Alan Judge and Emir Hughes in midfield. Like that's the point where we're at.
Yeah, but you did
a penny for Armando Dobra's thoughts at the moment. Hey,
you said El Mazzuni needed to go out on loan, Martin. I think if we go back and search through the pods. I said that he should stay, and you actually said he shouldn't. So
because he would never get in ahead of Emir Hughes and Alan Judge.
Whose fault's that then? Whose fault's that then?
Paul Lambert.
Come on,
easy.
Come on, admit it. Admit it. He's going to say them words.
Go on, Mark. Say it. Say it.
No.
If it wasn't Casualty FC, then they probably should, go out on loan. But it's Casualty FC at the moment, isn't it? So,
well, Lambert didn't give Emir Hughes, I don't think he gave Emir Hughes the contract. He did give Alan Judge the contract. I can't defend him there. But these players have contracts and they're paid. Like, it's not like Sunday morning where you can say, yeah, cheers, Dave, don't need you anymore. They're paid. Unless someone can take them off our hands, they're here.
I said in the comments before the game, Emir Hughes, this was a massive game for him tonight. He's not had many opportunities. He come in. I think he looks leggy. He looks overweight. He looks slow.
I don't think he looks the worst on the pitch.
I can't comment on weight, so I'm out.
I thought when he came on,
Hughes looks better on his feet.
You never
than
lose
Judge
it, Martin.
Great.
Do you see how many times Judge actually has the ball under control? He doesn't. He's got to do any old stupid, ridiculous touch out into any bit of space possible, just so he isn't tackled every time the ball comes to him.
If he does get it in control, he's beautiful, but it just doesn't happen very often because it's
he's
football.
gone
You don't
below
get given that
League One
time
level.
on the game. Yeah,
he has.
Maybe.
I've said on here before. I think you see the injuries take their toll on these players. The injuries that these guys have had have just taken their toll. Alan Judge was this wide flying winger at Brentford. He's not that player now because Luke Hine bloody shattered his leg in half, didn't he? Yeah. Emir Hughes has had tons of bad injuries. You're seeing it. We're getting these players on the decline. We're not getting the best of these players. That's why they're playing here. That's why they're in League One. That's why there's probably zero other. There isn't another club that's looking at Alan Judge, Emir Hughes, going, "Cool, I'd have him in my team." Not a chance. Not a chance.
And that is exactly my point. There's not a manager alive that would get a different tune out of Emir Hughes and Alan Judge. Not a single. Even Pep Guardiola wouldn't get a different tune out of them two. Like they are what they are.
There is plenty of managers who would play more strikers up front, so they've got someone to supply the ball to.
That's fair. Adam, you're with us on Saturday.
Can't wait.
We can't wait either. We appreciate you, Adam. Thank you, Mike. In you come. Here he is. He's fishing. He's What do you think about tonight? Then let me guess. Actually, I won't guess. Go on, tell me. Can't hear. Can't hear, Mike.
Oh.
We can't hear you, mate.
Mike, we can't hear you. Sort yourself out. Mike, sort yourself out. We'll bring you back. I love this game. A new caller. Welcome in. What did you think of tonight and this show so far? What have you made of the contributions?
Hello, Lloyd.
Oh, you know him, dear.
Hello, mate. I hope you're well. Yeah.
Good.
I think for me, the issues with the club go way back before Paul Lambert's time. Like, if you look at the last 12, 13 years, when have Ipswich got into a big game, which is a big game because it's top side, we've got to win. I'd say probably Nottingham Forest, the year we got the playoffs, you know, a massive win game at home when we won at Freddie Sears goal deflection sort of thing. I just think so many of the issues go so much further back than necessarily messages Paul Lambert, you know. Obviously, like people have mentioned tonight, the injury situation, that's a real issue. Like, how come we keep getting so many players? McGoldrick's gone away, you know. How often does McGoldrick get injured now? He's starting every week with Sheffield United in the Premier League. I just think there's a lot of issues that go so much further. And in terms of Paul Lambert's tacticals, I'm a big Paul Lambert fan out. I remember going away to Coventry last season. We won that was the game when he started Downs and in the middle. We were absolutely class. Best 45 minutes I've seen it played in a long time. Half time, Coventry changed it. We got absolutely outplayed. How many times did you go into a big game like tonight, not playing well? Lambert changed it. The game changed. It doesn't happen. It just does not. It's tactically so far off with that. We don't have the ability to change the game. I think with Emery Hughes that you were just touched on, I think Emery Hughes in the summer will be gone. I think his contract, just don't think Emery Hughes is good enough anymore. And I kind of feel like the players at Emery Hughes are judges are very similar situations to how Arsenal ship players off Chelsea, where they get players really end of their career, they're kind of gone, and we'll have them. And they're a good name, but really ain't going to go anywhere. As Peter knows, I live in Norwich. I hate talking about that. Under their chief executive, Alex, they have this is the way we're going, this is my aim, and if I get it wrong, it's on my head, and it's on Daniel Park's head. Who in Ipswich Town takes responsibility? Who comes out at the end of it and says, this is our aim as a club, this is where we're going to go, if I get it wrong, it's on my shoulders. There's no responsibility there. Yeah. And Ipswich goalkeeper came out the other day and actually said, we're a club, we should be kicking on. And he was actually scrutinised by a lot of people saying, careful what you're saying. He's spot on. That he's the only one who's got a pair of bollocks to actually say, this ain't good enough. So they're kind of my thoughts on things, how they have progressed recently.
Well said, Lloyd.
Looking at Charlton.
Yep.
Will we win? Can we win?
Well, they lost 4-2 tonight. They lost 4-2 tonight.
He's got a fish bowl of alcohol there, look. Good grief.
As he said, he does live in Norwich, so he probably needs
the most cheapest wine in the world.
Love it.
£4.99 from the co-op. A bit of advertisement. Bottles of wine. It's disgusting after your first glass. And the second glass is lovely.
Emerson says, I know the feeling, another Norfolk tractor boy. And Facebook, and Benjamin says, Freddie's a hamstring, apparently, according to Lambert.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Get a lot of them, don't we? Get a lot of hamstrings.
Sports science, Rich. Sports science again.
Look, in the game, Pete, I can take that. It's the training injuries we get. We ain't played for 2.5 weeks. Wilson, Edwards, I think Hawkins. We've had Norwood with a hamstring before. Yeah. What are they doing up on the training ground at Playford Road?
Have you seen us pass a football? Hospital passes, mate. Hospital passes. No wonder we've got players so many getting knee injuries. Roll a ball into someone's feet, it's about 4 yards short. No,
but our passing's getting worse. You think we used to be able to play through balls? Now we do a pass and it's behind the player who's got to keep going back towards his own goal.
Calibre of players going further
even at times when they're playing the ball.
It's our pace.
Even at times when they're playing the ball along the back tonight. The idea of obviously playing the ball on the back is obviously to open teams out, bring players out, things like that. But the ball was passed so slow, and no one's got any confidence in the side. You can see that. So no one's got the confidence to zip that ball, And if it's wrong, it's wrong. But zip the ball, bring the players out, then you can move the ball. And that's playing out from the back. But they've got no confidence. So the ball's played, like you're saying, it's behind them. It's very slow. It's very easy. It's just like no one's got any confidence. And when you're playing out from the back, players like Guinness and Wolverton, they, the idea of playing out from the back is fine, and they do sideways pass. But when the pass is on, just don't think they've got the confidence to do it. And I also think there's a lack of players that are really showing. Brett McGavin is someone that I actually really do like for Ipswich. I really hope he does well for Ipswich in that. And he's learning his trade. He's probably a year down behind where Dezelle is probably at the minute. But I feel like he wants to get on the ball and show. But I just don't think maybe the players are helping in front of him. And I think once you get someone like Flynn Downs there, he'll really kick on, to be fair. I think obviously Andre Dezelle is clearly ahead of him. But I like McGavin though.
God, how much do we need? Floyd, how much do we need Flynn Downs right now? Bloody hell.
Definitely. You just said exactly what I tend to always come back to whenever I'm on this. It's fine, honestly. Everything comes down to confidence. Why are we playing one up front when we don't have a team of confidence. Why are we playing passing the ball out from the back when we have a team with no confidence? Confidence has been our problem for years. Like, go back past, I think maybe McCarthy days, possibly, but maybe even Roy Keane. Maybe we could go as far back as that. We haven't recovered from that, even though we've got like mostly all completely different players. We as a club haven't recovered our confidence, and yet we're trying to play a nice, pretty type of football, and we can't. It's bloody League One. We're not going to play pretty football in this league. We're not going to play passing football. Just add a bit of urgency.
I do agree with you, Amy, but I think confidence-wise, at the minute, we've chatted on the pod before, Martin, about at the minute we're playing with no fans. You know, you're playing with no fans. You've got no pressure from the stands. So our quality that we have got should show through. We've said this, haven't we, Martin, before? But it doesn't. It doesn't show through. Why is that?
Because it's quality on paper. It isn't real quality. It's an illusion of quality. All these caps,
as far as pretty football goes, though, there are a lot of teams in this division that I would consider worse than us, but they actually play better football than us. It's not about the whole silky, really. Like, we don't have to go out and play Barcelona-style football. There are a lot of teams in this division that are still playing great football and outplaying us. Can we start doing some of that?
Look at Wycombe Wanderers last year.
Crew Alexander.
For the
Crew, Accrington.
Yeah.
Crew's a good one, Lloyd. Yeah, Crew's a good one.
But for the first time in a long time, you are asking your squad a different question. Normally, the question of the squad is, the senior pros coming in are just there to keep us in a division, as in like the Championship, because we are nothing but a development side. We develop the stars of tomorrow and then sell them on for big money. Now, the stars the players we brought in to keep us at the level we weren't good enough, so we slipped under the water and we're now in League One. The difference now is you're asking these senior players to lead you back to the Championship and be better than what they are, while also trying to develop the stars of tomorrow. Because let's face it, if you're good enough, we're going to sell you. Don't matter. If Jackson was wanted in the summer by credible clubs, it'd have gone. Same as Downs.
In fairness, we didn't sell Downs.
Was there really a
I think it's different. I said before, Martin, there's not been a lot of transfer activity because of the pandemic. That's the only reason I think Downs and Wolfie are still at the club.
Yeah, I agree.
So they'll go into the season. They'll go.
Why do you think we can't play football as good as some of the other teams in this division?
Because they're not good enough.
How do you really?
No, they're not good enough.
For League One football.
Really? Because we're not set up with the right person.
I've got too many people in here. Sorry, it's telling me.
Count me out. I'll go.
All right, Crunch for you Saturday. Mike, welcome in. Neil says it's good enough for League One.
Is Mike working now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Yay!
Tell us how it is, Mike. Tell us how it is. Come on, as we close tonight's show, because it's my birthday and I want to leave.
The simple answer is Lambert's got to go.
Not enough.
There's no other excuse.
Mike has always said that, though.
Who has? What?
You've always said it.
Me?
You've been saying Lambert out for weeks, Mike, haven't you?
Yeah. I didn't want Lambert in the first place.
Are they good enough to get us out of League One? Neil thinks they are. I don't think the squad is as good as people think it is. Where do you stand on the quality of the 18-man squad?
Average.
So is a top six finish?
That's the way I look at it. I think the squad is average. I think it's good enough to get out of this league if we have the right manager in place. Playing one up front is not good enough for, not good enough for the squad. We have a squad of players that can't play this 4-3-3 system. It's just wrong. The whole thing is wrong. The players are not playing for the shirt. There's no effort. The passing is shocking. You guys know I coach under 14s, and some of my boys pass it better than some of the boys, some of these pros tonight. And I just think it's the whole thing is wrong, and Lambert's got to go. He is destroying this club, and the people say, we won't go to League Two, we can't get relegated to League Two. Reality is,
about Championship,
right? We all
said that about Championship.
people saying about League One, and where are we now? We are in League One. We could go to League Two.
Yeah.
And people need to realise that. Fans need to realise that. Martin, your loyalty to Lambert is so misleading. It's unbelievable. You've got to. I know that. Happy birthday, by the way. I know. You've got to sort of take them glasses off, son, and just think. You know what? Lambert has had his day now. His record at the club is poor, and we just need fresh brains at the club. Get the Cowley boys in, cooking. Anyone right now, and anyone in that Stuart Taylor, all I ever see him do is shouting at the players and shouting at the assistant referee. The whole thing is, the whole club's in a mess, and until we get out of this league, the only way I can see us going is down to League Two.
Yeah, I agree with you. You say take the glasses off, and I think a lot of what you all say is correct, and I'm a little bit less today than I was this morning on the Paul Lambert train, but I genuinely, you say get us out of this league. I think looking at the current squad, is that not the start of the problems? Just is that not a bigger hole you put yourself in?
We do have to play. We have a lot of injuries. We do have a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Sorry if this is not great, but we do have a lot of injuries. I understand that. But we had an opportunity tonight to play 2 up front, and we didn't.
No, we didn't. But he says he can't play 2 up front.
Then he shouldn't be a manager. He should stick to golf.
Well, a few more results like tonight, Mike, and he will be playing golf, and he won't have to be worrying about 2 up front or 3 up front.
But will he? Well,
he should be. He should
be. Yeah.
A few more results like tonight against big teams, and he should be playing golf. And that's as close as you're going to get right now on the 24th of November. Why? Let's look at the date. I don't know.
Why did you have to check?
It's your birthday. Yeah.
It's my fucking birthday. That I'm going to get to saying Lambert out. But trust me, if I wasn't this morning, I'm a little bit more towards it tonight, because tonight was shambolic. It was gutless. It was turrid, and it was too many times. I've seen my club play like that in big games. Too many.
Give
times.
in, Martin.
In big games, Martin, or in general? How many of these have I been doing and asking for the same thing?
Yep.
Too many.
It's dreadful.
Too many men.
We all be wrong on Saturday. We just got lucky with a couple of late goals.
We did. All right, look, to round up.
Big star, yeah.
Give me each of your predictions for Saturday. And do you think we'll win? Come on, let's do it. Come on. Peter, kick us off. Let's go.
Another 3-0 defeat.
Really? Is that honest? Jeez.
Sorry, yeah.
All right. No. I expect to see you Saturday with your beg and bowl saying how sorry you were.
I will, yeah. I'll come begging. Humble
man.
pie.
Good man. We appreciate you, Peter. Lloyd, what says you?
Lloyd.
I think what will happen Saturday is we'll lose 2-1, and we'll go 2-0 down. We'll get it back to 2-1, and everyone will think, what a great performance is. Maybe we can do it. Maybe we are a good side, and all them lovely things will happen. I think the similar thing happened to us last year when we lost somewhere and we played at home against a really good side at the top, and a similar thing happened. I think it'll be a really good performance Saturday, but we'll lose, and that'll be enough to kind of keep Lambert going a little bit more, and we'll play a couple of sides on the bottom and get a couple of results, and that'll keep them going. But we'll lose 2-1 Saturday, and we'll go 2-0 behind.
All right, Lloyd. Mike?
Well, I was right about tonight. I said 3-0 Hull. I called it as I saw it. And Charlton, they lost tonight. So for me, it's either going to be a boring 0-0 or 1-1. I can't see us winning. It'll either be a 1-1 or we'll lose.
Okay. Neil?
Another like Shrewsbury affair, to be honest. Another awful display. Might possibly grab something out of it if we're lucky.
If we're lucky, yeah.
If we're lucky.
Yeah. I'm seeing a draw myself, but
Lady Luck is not an Ipswich Town fan, is she?
As the best I can hope for after watching tonight is a draw, but if we can steal something, then yeah,
Amy?
be good.
I think that's a good call. I'll go with 1-0, very nervy. We'll be biting our nails. We'll get a goal from God knows where. It'll randomly go in off someone's backside, and we'll just shock the world and probably ourselves, and somehow it will roll over. And I think that Lewis is absolutely right. It'll be enough to save Lambert for a little bit longer. In all honesty, I think even if we lose on Saturday, Lambert won't go. But I think we'll get just a good enough result, at least performance, to tick him over for a bit longer. He isn't going anywhere until the new year at least.
Okay, perfect. Right, we have a special Charlton preview show on Thursday at 8:30. Myself, Cruncher, Matt Phillips and Carl Fuller will be joining us, who obviously... Yes, Amy, you know Carl.
Yeah, we love Carl.
Absolutely. So that'll be a really exciting show. I hope you all can join us. That'll be live as always. And then, of course, 2:30, the Cruncher, Adam Flatt and myself are back for the matchday ticket. Charlton redemption. I'm going to borrow a phrase from my good friend Daniel Barnard, Claydon FC A manager. Redemption. I want redemption on Saturday. I want a performance where there's no hiding, there's no shirking, there's no coaching, there's no this. It's a team that's prepared to play a good side and prepared to win and going to go for the win. But we'll see. We'll see. But I thank you all for joining us. I thank you for the birthday messages. And I will see you all Saturday,
yeah.
2:30,
great
Thursday
show again, yeah.
at 8:30. Thank you, Mike. Thank you all.
Cheers.
Take care of
Bye-bye.
yourselves. See you Thursday.
Take care.